another grab bag.
Oh, is it right there?
That's it. That's it. So,
Oh my.
well, actually, I'm going to start on the other end. So, I think we've talked about this record before, Mungo, or the band at least, Mungo Jerry. Another one that's out of San Francisco.
No.
Oh, loser.
If it's out of anywhere, it's got to be L.A.
Okay. All right. San Francisco Bay Blues they cover
I don't care.
in the summertime. It's called Coming Back to Me. Yeah, you didn't really care for this band.
No.
That was another one.
No.
It wasn't one that Dizzy was like, oh yeah, in the summertime when the weather's fine. No, he wasn't singing it. He wasn't into it. Mother Boogie, no.
What label is this on?
Don Kirshner Music, Janus Records. Janus Records?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. All right. So our next band is Mountain.
Leslie West. Leslie West was at Woodstock. And I believe Leslie is on the second Woodstock album. A lot of people, this is a pretty loud rock and roll guitar, kind of in the Hendrix fashion, you know. A lot of long riffs and quite loud, and it definitely a band that had its followers, and did well. I'm surprised that in all the years that I went to the San Francisco ballrooms and concert facilities in San Francisco, I never heard Leslie West.
Corky Lane, and Steve Knight, and Felix Papalardi.
Party, yeah, he produced the Youngbloods' original first albums, and was a pretty noted producer and a good one.
Oh. Yeah, I got to see some Mountain on a YouTube thing, or something. I think it was out of Philadelphia, maybe. But yeah, good stuff.
Now there aren't a lot of those albums. I'm thinking that maybe I can remember 4 or 5 at the best.
And there's the best of Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my life. Mississippi Queen. That's the main one. Mississippi Queen was the big hit here. I think there might have been another couple, but I'm.
I think you're right at the Mississippi Queen. Better stop there.
Yeah.
Everything else, sometimes that happens, that you have a hit and the others are acceptable. There's nothing really wrong with them, and they're just good to play along with the hit.
Right. So there's some more Mountain as far as the band.
Boy, I'm not very helpful.
I think you were pretty helpful. Oh, that way, yeah. No, you aren't helpful that way. Windfall Records, part of Columbia.
Down. That's the first time Columbia and this Windfall label I've seen. I didn't know about that. Can you imagine you're not good enough to be on Columbia?
Well,
and Columbia wants to put you on the Windfall division.
Well, Stax got picked up by Atlantic, right? So
But Windfall,
they all do that. The bigger fish always takes up what the MCA takes up everybody. Kind of the deal. Produced by Mott the Hoople. How about Mott the Hoople?
I don't know much, but I know that most people put this in the group. I hope I'm not overstepping myself in my knowledge here, but Uriah's Heep, Mott the Hoople, Foghat. This is all the same era. No,
not really for me at least. Mott the Hoople, they had All the Young Dudes, where they had David Bowie singing the background on that.
I like that.
And Ian Hunter, got a lot of his own stuff on his own. And I never felt it was like super heavy rock stuff in my mind. I mean, they do definitely look kind of heavy rock, but There was another. You could hear the vocalist. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe for me, some of these you can't even hear. Here's one I don't think I remember much about. Motherlode, When I Die. Motherlode, Dear Old Daddy Bill. But it was in my collection, and I thought, well, maybe Dizzy knows something about this.
No,
one.
I don't.
Buddha. When I Die, maybe that's that.
Buddha's
song.
out of LA. It's an LA record label, Buddha.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember who else was on Buddha right off the top of my
I
head.
think a Lovin' Spoonful. Wasn't that right? Do I have that right?
You could be right. I don't know. I don't.
I'm thinking Karma Sutra.
But that's what Love and Spoonful was on. Karma
Okay,
Sutra.
maybe it just looks
Yeah,
similar to
Buddha.
me.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's some others I'm
But
sure.
Mother Lode, this one,
don't know.
after all the thousands of records I've looked at, remember, just because it's not in my collection, think how many records you've looked at, I've looked at, where you're just going through files and files of records in record stores, and I've never seen this, and I'm 78 years old. How did I miss it?
Well, maybe we should have missed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
don't
have to
know.
go back and listen to it again.
I can't even
to
tell
know.
you what the heck's going on. Where you got
Okay.
a soul or rock there. It looks like it might be soul.
Anything on this
Van Morrison.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Van
And
Morrison.
is this a Warner Brother record? Looks like it.
It is Warner Brothers.
Now,
St. Dominic's Preview.
a friend of mine, Dr. Robert Hart, who is on many people's video channels for records, and he went to Ireland, not only to see Van Morrison, but to visit Ireland, and bought tickets to his weekend show. So he saw a Friday night show and Saturday night show, and I believe a Sunday matinee. And he waited out inside before the shows to get autograph on his Warner Brothers Van Morrison records. And Van Morrison's manager says, Van Morrison is so unhappy with his agreement that he had with Warner Brothers and feels that he was so...
Well, Prince felt the same way.
Yeah,
That was the same.
So
same
he
way.
won't autograph those, and but I have to admit that I think for most people there isn't really a bad Van Morrison record.
No, I've listened to a lot of them, and even when he went into his Christian records, there's things to be inarticulate speech of the heart and other. They're all just there's just something good on every one of them.
Well, he's a musician's musician because he plays multiple instruments, and he's able to bridge between, say, rock and soul and gospel and Irish music. He did an Irish album with Irish musicians as well. Mm-hmm. So
and he always gets the best of the best. Right?
Yeah, he gets the best of the best. And he's just very respected and very well.
And Ted Templeton,
got great
Templeman, producing
knowledge.
Mm-hmm. And I know I've seen Mark Isham in his band. Others, great musicians on their own, come out of Van Morrison's bands. So always great to pick up a Van Morrison record.
A noted jazz bassist, Richard Davis, plays on, I think it's Wavelength, and he's on one of the most best-selling records. He does the opening bass track to it, and when it was reviewed as a record, the Rolling Stone reviewer mentions how Van Morrison takes a great jazz bass player and puts him on his record just for that track. Very smart, very smart.
Yeah, that makes me think of Joni Mitchell and Jaco Pastorius. But that's it for today's grab bag. Short.
I don't want to end. Don't you have some more?
I'm sorry, I don't have anything
Nothing else in the bag?
Right, not right there. No, we'll have to do something different. Sorry.
You're deeply disappointing.
Oh well. So, champ out.
Dizzy out, but you know what? Until I see you again, I'll miss you.